G'day and welcome to the Box Seat. I'm Pete Anthony. It's great to be here to preview what's a very exciting card at Ascot Racecourse, headlined by the Karrakatta Plate, the 2-year-old feature race for the season. If we take a look at the weather, it's looking like a nice day for racing, sunny and 25 degrees. The rail is in the 5 metre position and the track should be a good 4. Race 1 jumps at 12.19. It's the Amelia Park Lodge Maiden over 1,400 metres, and we'll take a look at Artie's Jules, our last start performer who was racing at Pinjarra.
Last of all is Swift Mirage, who's really struggling as they set sail for the judge. Well, he hasn't moved a muscle at this point, Sean O'Donnell. Sophie Song at the 250, led by 3 lengths. Jester Noir's under enormous sufferance behind it. Running on along the rails, Artie's Jules, but Sophie Song down past the 100 is a day in front. Gave her a little reminder and she pricks her ears up and she wins in a breeze. Sophie Song by 2.5 to 3.
Artie's Jules returned in pleasing form at Pinjarra. It raced clearly just a little bit too far back in the field in what was a very slowly run race dominated by Sophie Song, but it did record some very strong late sectionals, including from the 600 to 400 and then the overall last 200 on the card, which was 7th for the day. I think with both of those things in mind, if he could get himself into a nice position from gate 11, it should be able to find a bit of cover and then utilise that turn of foot late to try and run down the leading brigade. Second pick is the 10, Fairtore, who is pretty much the only leader in this event by the looks of things on paper. It should be able to roll forward from the wide barrier, run along at even sections, and if it can keep up its more recent form, it should be reasonably strong through the line. Third pick is a 13, Divine Quest, who does have a bit of a sticky gait, but we saw last start the galloper tried to roll forward, settled around 4th or so in running, and was just strong and solid through the line. It probably needs to improve a fraction off that run to be figuring here. And then the 4th pick is 2, the Honeyman, who's been running solid but without necessarily achieving the results on the scoreboard. But it does look to get into a nice position from gate 7 on this Saturday. We'll go with the 6, Artie's Jules on top and what's a pretty tricky maiden. And then the 10, second pick, Fairtore, 13, Divine Quest, and 2, the Honeyman. Race 2 at Ascot jumps at 12.59. It's the Amelia Park Beef Handicap over 1,400 metres. And for the last start performer, we'll have a look at Dutch Spy, who's flying home at Ascot.
Just into the bend by Noski, 2 in front of I Am Incredible. Over on the inside, the Geraldton sprinter Riverdance around the heels of Saraceno. He joins him quickly. Damn Ready runs on and here comes Electric Light. She's starting to wind up as Damn Ready reaches the lead. Damn Ready, Riverdance. Damn Ready going better than Riverdance and Dutch Spy coming through on the rails late, but Damn Ready wins again.
Dutch Spy's last 2 runs have been behind Damn Ready, and that form is more than good enough for this event. The horse has a really nice turn of foot. I'm not anticipating a whole heap of speed in this event, even though it's over the 1,400 metres. So I think with that in mind, the horse should be able to utilise gate 6, get into a rhythm, and then use that last 600, last 400 burst to storm home down the outside. I've got it on top from the 5, Atlanta Blue, who finally seemed to get a bit of fitness on its side and rolled forward last start. It ran at quite a decent speed as well. So all things considered, it may well be able to do the same trick in this event. Third pick is a 2, Battle Talk, who's first up and hasn't won first up, but has run a few nice races. Its best is over 1,600, so I'm hoping with a bit of freshness on its side, it might be able to run a nice race from the inside gate. And then 4th pick is the 9, Settlers Creek, who again, not necessarily a second up horse, but its first up run was really good. It was strong over the 1,200 and the last 400 was excellent indeed. I'm anticipating maybe this might be a run just a little bit too soon for it, but it should still be strong through the line. 8 on top for me, Dutch Spy, from 5, Atlanta Blue, 2, Battle Talk, and 9, Settlers Creek. Race 3 at Ascot jumps at 1.39. It's the Deucimus at Rivercrest Park Handicap over 1,200 metres. And let's have a look at the first start from the horse Catherine Wheel at Pinjarra.
Just here to us on the outside. In behind them, Dinkum Girl, Tommy to Jack. Over towards the middle of the track, Cricket into House is next of all, and then Just Scoot. Followed further back then by High Count. They're onto the course proper, and Stake has now been able to get Catherine Wheel right here to the outside. Catherine Wheel about 2 in front. Demons and Dust as they come to the 150. She's nicely clear. High Count further back, but this is all over bar the shouting. It's going to blow them away. Catherine Wheel won by about 5 lengths, pulling up on the line.
Catherine Wheel settled on pace over the 1,000 at Pinjarra and really just put the field away with contempt, running incredibly strong sections for a first start over the last 400 in particular. I think all things in mind, it should be able to jump from gate 4, settle in the front 2, and just proved pretty difficult to get past, especially if there's any favours for those horses running on speed on Saturday. Second pick is the 5 Bedouin Bell, who wasn't necessarily suited last start. It sort of was restrained a little bit to settle into a 1 out 1 back position, and there wasn't a lot of intent to try and roll forward with the galloper despite the late backing. I think it gets into a slightly better map from gate 1, and if it gets a little bit of clear air in the straight, it might prove the strongest horse late. Third pick is the 3 Dear Calder, who just has a little bit of a sticky gait, but geez, it returned in really good fashion, this horse. It's got a good last start figure coming into this event. The 1,000 metres up to the 1,200 is a small query, but the last 200 suggests it should be able to get that extra journey. And then fourth pick is the 7 Over There, who was impressive last start, running along over the 1,200 metres and looks suited again if it can get a bit of clear air in the straight. 8 on top for me, Catherine Wheel from the 5 Bedouin Bell, 3 Dear Calder and 7 Over There. Race 4 at Ascot jumps at 2:19. It's the Amelia Park Lamb Handicap over 2,200 metres. And our horse in focus from last start at Ascot is Send My Love.
Of the corner by 2, Midnight Banquet, Upward Others in behind the Mycroft, just flat to the floorboard. Summer Sky keeps running on, and now Send My Love's winding up down the middle as they go to the 150, and Upward Others got the head in front. Summer Sky is going with him. It's Upward Others and Summer Sky from Send My Love. Upward Others in front. Summer Sky trying, diving, won't get there. Upward Others won it narrowly.
That's 2 strong tempo races in a row for Send My Love, and it now finds a race where the speed looks muddling at best. It's difficult to tell with these staying events just exactly what the tempo will be. There may well be a couple of lead changes in this event, for instance. But look, Send My Love's been really consistent. Gate 4 does look suitable. Sean O'Donnell rode the horse a treat last start. It got momentum at the right time, and it was just a narrow lost behind Upward Others, who again, it finds itself as a rival. Upward Others, the 3, is my second pick, and look, it's been ultra consistent, hasn't done anything wrong. It lobbed into a perfect spot last start, and arguably probably gets the same spot again in this race. Third pick is the 1, which is Juicing Carrots. I thought the horse was just okay last start over the 1,800, but it did give the indication that it probably wanted a little bit further in journey. It gets another reasonably good gate. It should be able to posse up in the first 4 or 6 runners, and Craig Staples knows the horse well. It looks like it's returned in good form, this preparation. Fourth pick is the 6 Stafford's Lad, who I think is a big improver. The last couple of runs have only been fair, but the last start in particular was only fair. But I think previously we've seen this galloper perform a lot better with an inside draw, and it gets gate 1 today. It will be back in the field, will need a bit of galloping room, but it does seem to enjoy racing along the inside of the track. On top for me in race 4 is 10 Send My Love from 3 Upward Others, 1 Juicing Carrots and 6 Stafford's Lad.